Alright guys, welcome to a new video from me, and today we want to speak about 8 modern traps you have to avoid, especially if you're a young man. And I make this video because the first thing I noticed is many men, and even me, suffered in the past from kind of depression, anxiety, panic attacks, other mental health issues. Over 50% of the population in, for example, Europe are overweight. And what's also very interesting, if you compare, for example, the average testosterone level from 1999 till today, you notice a massive decrease, more than 25%. So that means that men become weaker and weaker from year to year, become more and more feminine from year to year. And in my opinion, why men become weaker and weaker and weaker from year to year is because they fall in modern traps. And in this video, we want to discuss 8 topics, 8 modern traps you have to avoid to stay in a good physical and mental shape and to just be in a good condition and to not get weaker and weaker and more feminine as a man in today's society. So the first topic we want to discuss is pornography and also OnlyFans. And I already spoke about pornography in my last video about confidence, so check it out if you haven't seen it already, I will link it there. So the first danger of pornography is that you overstress your dopamine receptors. So that basically means that you need more and more dopamine hits to get at the same aroused level as in the beginning. So you need more and more hard porn, you need more and more fetishes. And this can lead to a situation where you can't get actually a boner, for example, or be aroused in front of a real woman when you engage in real sexual activities. So that means that more and more men suffering from erectile dysfunction and other sexual issues because of pornography. The next thing, you watch 2 people, for example, one man and a woman, having sex. So you train yourself to be aroused and to ejaculate by watching others having sex instead of engaging in real sexual activities. And that turns you more and more into a beta cuckold. And I think if you're a man, you don't want to be a beta cuckold. And if you don't know what a beta cuckold is, a beta cuckold, for example, is someone who has a wife or has a girlfriend and who actually likes and really get off by watching their girl, their wife, getting fucked by another man. So if you don't want to end like this, just stop watching porn. And the next thing I want to discuss is OnlyFans. And I never understood and I will never understand why are men paying tons of cash to women to see their naked on a screen. Because first thing, there are so many free naked women on the screen out there. Why do we pay money for that? So I can only imagine that men who pay, for example, to see other girls naked or to pay money to chat with them, that they gave up and that they keep saying to them they have 0 chance in real life to date a woman, to get a woman, to get in touch with a woman, that they need to pay for that. And that can lead to other issues, for example, like social anxiety, even a normal conversation. More and more men are afraid to actually talk with a woman about normal, regular stuff. And if you see it of a point of view of the whole society, that leads to a completely dangerous direction. So I only can encourage you to just stop watching porn, stop paying tons of your hard-earned money on girls you just see on a screen. And if no one already told it to you, the only goal and the only purpose of pornography and OnlyFans is to get as much money out of your pocket. So it will never happen that you really meet a girl from OnlyFans or from Pornhub that is really interested into a relationship with you if you pay the money. So stop this bullshit and just engage with women in real life. Just have normal conversations, find out, okay, which type of woman do you like, and just talk with them, make experiences, and you will notice if you replace women on a screen with actual real women in real life, it's much better, and your confidence will increase, you will feel more and more as a man again. And all these mental health issues and the sexual issues like erectile dysfunction, if it's not really health related, will disappear. So stop watching porn, stop watching OnlyFans, stop paying money to OnlyFans girls, and get back in real life, man. And the next thing I want to discuss is excessive partying. So I had a time in my life where I went out for clubbing like 3 or 4 times a week, and I did this over a long period of time. And after a while I noticed, okay, fuck, my life gets more and more out of control, because number one, if you don't know it already, alcohol or drugs or other substances, they are not really good for you. They are unhealthy, so they destroy your body health. So you start developing health issues, your sleep rhythm is completely fucked, and you also don't get much things done because you're completely wasted every second day and you sleep the whole day, and if you wake up you just feel like you died last night. So that can lead to a really dangerous downward spiral. So it's okay to go to a club with your friends, to socialize. It's even healthy for you, but do it in a controlled way. The next thing I want to talk about are video games. And I had a time in my life, especially in my teens, where I was really addicted to video games. And I noticed the more and more I get sucked into this video game reality, the more difficulties and problems I developed in real life. Because, if you are in this video game reality, you achieve these dopamine hits, these feelings of, okay, I accomplished something, I get something done, I built something, instead of building it the longer, the harder way in real life. You today can just achieve these dopamine hits by sitting on your ass in front of a screen and pushing some buttons on your keyboard or a controller. So it's much more easy to get satisfied on a mental level if you just sit down and push some buttons in front of a screen than to get out, make real experiences, make real adventures. And I notice many men suffering from a video game addiction, and they suffer also to get back into the normal real reality, into their normal real life, because they are too much sucked into this video game reality. And this automatically leads to other mental health issues like social anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and many other issues, because you find it so hard to engage in real life that some of the video game addicted people, they decide, okay, it's too hard for me to get anything done in real life, so I just decide to let my real life behind me and go all into this video game reality. And the dangerous part of pornography, video games, excessive partying, and all the other modern traps we are talking about in this video is that they're really addictive. So it's really easy that you get sucked into this pornography world, into this video game world. And if you're not aware of these things, and if you're not careful, you are going more and more down the rabbit hole. And most of the time, if you realize that you have a problem with, for example, pornography or video games, it takes such a time that you realize that. And most of the time, if you realize that, it's really hard to get out of it. So just stop these things. And now we want to speak about the next topic, and it's comfort. And there's a quote out there which I support 100%, and the quote says, "Comfort kills the man." And it's so easy to just stay in your comfort zone today, because to fulfill your primal basic needs like food, a safe roof over your head, sex, you don't have to do anything about it in today's society. You can just sit on your ass, push some buttons, drag off on a screen, and you basically tell yourself, okay, I just achieved my primal needs, I don't have to do anything less. So that means that the men become more and more lazy, more and more comfortable, and growth only exists outside of your comfort zone. And what you basically do if you stay lazy and comfortable 100% of your time, that you just killing your growth. And if you watch other things in the universe, like plants, what is happening to them if they stop to grow? Yeah, they die. So if you stop growing, you just die inside and you just become more and more an NPC. And instead of living, you're just existing. And that's one of the reasons why I think, in my opinion, more and more men develop mental health issues, depression, because they just stay in the comfort zone. They die more and more from the inside because they can't get out of the comfort zone and achieve growth. And they also get bored. And if you're bored, you have two options. Number one, you distract yourself, like with pornography, video games, partying, or other distractions, or you're just alone with your own mind. And most men and also women, in my opinion, they can't handle their own mind, so they are overwhelmed now from their thoughts, and they can't even sit silently without getting crazy. So comfort is a really dangerous drug, one of the most dangerous drugs. So if you catch yourself that you're currently staying in the comfort zone now for months or even years, just stop this cycle, go out, seek new adventures, make new experiences, start a side hustle, start hitting the gym if you don't hitting the gym already, start some martial arts, talk to girls in real life, do things you are afraid of. So stop being in your comfort zone 100% of the time, go out, seek growth, and you will notice your confidence will increase because now you're conquering your fears, and the chances are less that you develop mental health issues if you're not bored in your comfort zone all the time. The next thing I want to talk about is social media. So if you're this type of man who just lays in their bed and scrolling mindlessly hours and hours through social media, seeking the next dopamine hit, and just waste your time, stop this immediately. Instead of using social media excessively, you should use social media only as a tool. So only use social media to get educated, to network with other people, or to build your own brand. For example, like me, like my personal brand or my Faceless team page. Just use social media as a tool. But don't use it as a waste of time or to distract yourself or to watch the life of others. Because if you're just a consumer on social media, the first thing you start comparing yourself to others. And if you don't know it already, I tell you the truth that everything on social media is just shiny. Everyone shows their good sides, but no one really shows their downsides. And it could be that you, for example, actually in a situation where your life isn't the way that you want it, your life feels shit, you feel shit about yourself, and then you watch social media and everyone living their best life, everyone is happy, and then you start to questioning your existence because everyone is happy, everyone has success, everyone achieved their goals instead of you. And then you start to ask yourself questions like, okay, what's wrong with me? Why is everyone living their best life instead of me? But let me tell you something, man, that everything that you see here on social media is most of the time only the good sides. So everyone has their struggles, you, me, everybody. So just don't let social media fool you that you're the only one on the planet that has struggles or that the life is shit at the moment, because most of the time it's the opposite what you see on social media. So just use social media as a tool, and let's continue with the next trap. And the next trap you should avoid to lose yourself into zodiac signs and spirituality. And I spent a lot of time the last months and years to studying things because I'm really interested into these spiritual topics, also in zodiac signs, etc. And I personally believe that it has an impact on you, on which zodiac sign, for example, you're born, or all these other elements and stars, etc. Also numerology. And in my opinion, somewhere in the middle is the truth. And everything is just a perspective or one perspective to find, or one way to find the truth. But what I notice that many people often lose themselves into these topics, and now they think they can blame everything, all their mistakes, on their zodiac signs, for example. And what is happening there, they just give away the responsibility. So they make mistakes, or they do bad things to people, and then they say, oh yeah, that's just because I'm a Sagittarius or a Scorpion. And that's really dangerous. And the next thing I notice, that many people just lose the sense of reality. And in reality, we explained it already, there is polarity. There is no good without bad. There's no light without dark. And what I notice about people in this spiritual bubble, they often then drift away into a shiny reality where everything is sunshine and rainbow. And I mean, it's true that it all depends on your perspective, and that you can make some good things out of the most bad things out there. But what I also noticed, then they just fell into this trap. Oh, I just have to think about it and wish it, and somewhere off the sky is falling my dream life, and I don't have to do anything about it. I don't have to take action. And in my opinion, if you use these things, use it as a tool, and if you combine it with action and with a plan, with a strategy, it can increase your chances of achieving your goals, or achieving your goals faster. But yeah, it's not a secret that if you just sit there and wait and wish that the universe bring everything to you, it will not really happen. What I also noticed, that many of these new age groups and new age people, they drift away in this kind of reality. And I mean, there's nothing bad if you want to make some new experience, but yeah, then they lose themselves. They take mushrooms every day, and in my opinion, it's just a coping mechanism like all these other traps, because the actual reality of the life is too hard, and they then tell themselves, okay, maybe I'm too weak, or this is too hard for me, so I try to escape into another reality. So use everything as a tool, and use everything in a controlled way, and consume things, and never get consumed by things. And the next topic we want to speak about is fast food and energy drinks. And I hope you know already that fast food is not the healthiest food, and I think everyone knows it, but why are so many people putting everyday fast food inside their mouth? In my opinion, that's related to comfort, and it's much more easy to just drive to McDonald's, for example, or to Burger King, and to buy yourself some burgers, instead of going out to the grocery store and cook yourself a more healthy meal than McDonald's, for example. And there exists a quote that means easy choices lead to a hard life, and hard choices at the other side lead to an easy life. And in this case, that means that easy choices lead to an unhealthy life, and hard choices lead to an healthy life. And you make the decision every day which road you take. The easy one, the much comfortable one, but with less achievements or a harder future, or hard decisions today, more action, more encouragement today, and an easier life in the future. So make this decision wisely, because I just prepared myself a little bit for this YouTube video, and I searched out for some statistics, like for example the testosterone statistic at the beginning. And what's really scary, that for example, if you take a statistic from 2014 that showed us that 51.6% of the European Union's population are in some way overweight. More than 50% live unhealthy, live overweight. I mean, yeah, there is some percent of people, because they are sick, for example, they have chronic health issues they can't fix, and they become overweight because of that. But most of the overweight people, that's completely house-made, that's completely self-made, and that's just based on wrong decisions over a long time. And another topic, and I drank a lot of energy drinks in the past, but then I made some research and I just found out that they're completely garbage, that they are really unhealthy, and that an overuse of energy drinks lead, for example, to some cardiovascular problems like arrhythmias, like irregular heartbeats, cardiac arrests, heart palpitations, high blood pressure, or even strokes. It's also damaging your nervous systems if you consume energy drinks or too much energy drinks over a long time period. So you then just can get chronic health issues like with your nervous system. You can develop anxieties, seizures, nervousness, insomnia, strokes, or even, for example, Parkinson, multiple sclerosis is also possible. And the next thing, it's really addictive because there are so many addictive flavors inside because they make you feel so good. And that's the dangerous part, that it's so easy to get addicted to energy drinks. So the next time you need some energy or you need some caffeine, put the energy drink beside and take just the coffee. And I personally don't drink coffee every day. I just to avoid coffee because, in my opinion, you should have most of the time the energy to just get your daily things done. But I like to, if I have a lot of things to do or if you need a little bit of extra boost, I just drink a little espresso. And that's completely fine. So avoid energy drinks, take coffee instead, and never buy energy drinks anymore because they're really harmful. And the last thing we want to talk about in today's video is financing status symbols you can't afford. And I see so many young men in beautiful cars, and I often just talk to them, hey, nice car, how did you achieve this? And most of the time I get the answer, yeah, just take a credit or I just financed it. And I saw some men, they really got bankrupt because they financed too many things they can't afford to just impress other people, that they ruin their financial life. And this can take you years, this costs you years to come back from this. So just avoid the first thing, buy things to just impress others, only buy the things for you. And if you want to buy some status symbols, only buy them if you can afford them and don't finance them, because it's just stupid. You just ruin your finances and you don't really impress someone. And if you impress someone with them, and if people are only in your life because of these status symbols, these are not people you want actually in your life, and most of the time they think, yeah, what a clown. So just buy things to make you happy and only buy them if you can afford them, or finance them, for example, if you have a company for tax reason, for example. It could be also a good way for marketing and to reduce your taxes if you lease them, for example. But if it's not this case, and if you want to just finance your car to impress some girls, for example, don't do it because it's just stupid. So I hope you liked this video, and also share your experience. If you, for example, fell into one of these traps, just write it under the comments, and also write how or what's helped you to get out of it, to make the comment section as valuable as possible for all the other guys who are watching this video. Or if you want to keep it private, I would also appreciate to share your experience on Instagram with me and to get in touch with me. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and just hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and let's see you in the next video, guys.